Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about my best drill to increase hip rotation. All right guys, let's talk about my best drill to increase hip rotation. Now quickly before we do this, I do want to let you guys know again that I want to help you guys get better at golf. We did create cogornogolf.com, our membership site, so that I could provide you guys with feedback that's tailored for you from me. And when you guys leave comments down below and I say, hey, I need to see your swing in order to help you, I genuinely mean that. I'm not saying that just to say that and get out of the question. There's a lot of times where I need to see your swing. That's why we built that community. So if you do want to check out cogornogolf.com, I'd love to see you there. At least give it a shot. The link will be in the description down below so I can help you even more. Now, hip rotation. I've got a bunch of alignment rods here. I've got 4 of them to be specific. Now, I've seen this drill done many times, maybe like 10 different people that I saw, but I wanted to present it with you guys in case you hadn't seen it, but also put my little spin on it. So I'm going to show you how to set this up. We've got 4 alignment rods. Number 1, the first one we're going to do is going to go through the belt loops. So when you put this in, I just put it through these 2 belt loops in the front, and I want to set it up, if I can get it in there, so that all of the stick is on the left side of my body for this drill. So when you do it, this right edge of the stick here is going to be to my right hip. There's not a lot of it hanging out to the right, so it'll all be to the left through your belt loops. So you're going to look like this, kind of goofy. And then I have 3 sticks on the ground, and the sticks are there to give you feedback for a drill for how to increase rotation and how much you should have. Now, I tried to set this up in a version that's going to be the easiest possible way for you guys to see and replicate for yourself. So if I take my normal setup here, I put a stick on the ground here just to reference my aim. So this middle stick that we'll see is about 1 club width, or club length rather, in front of my foot. Okay, so that's just for you to see the angles. And then I have 2 sticks on the ground, and we'll show you guys this from a couple different angles, that are roughly 45 degrees from the stick. One of them's pointed out to right field, one of them's pointed out to left field. If this front stick here, if you would imagine from back here, or from your angle even, it's going to be at 12 o'clock for me, that would put that roughly at 2 o'clock, let's say. Okay, it's not all the way to 3 o'clock, between 1 and 2 o'clock. And this back here would be what? Between about a 10 o'clock, between 10 and 11 o'clock. So about 45 degrees there, and that's designed for the feedback. Now, if you look at good players, in terms of hip turns, we would see that during the backswing, they would have roughly 45 degrees of hip turn. So if you do this right and you lay the stick down, from my visual here, when I make a backswing turn, this stick to the left will be a mirror image of this stick over here to the right, or the stick in my hip rather, will be a mirror image of the stick over there to the right. So when I look down from my view, that is on that stick or directly parallel to it. So I know that I had about 45 degrees of hip turn when I go back, okay? Now, most of you guys probably aren't as concerned about the hip turn during the backswing. You probably want to see the hip turn during the downswing, and that's the beauty of the second stick here. Now, I set them up here where from this point where they're set up, if I go from the top, 45 degrees, by the time I get down to impact, I'd like to see that my hips are somewhere between 30 to 45 degrees open to the target. So from the down the line angle, you'll be able to see 2 butt cheeks, right? We'll see about 30 to 45 degrees open. And I will see this stick mirror the stick on the ground, okay? Now, the way I have them set up, which is just for ease of replication, I'm actually not gonna be right on the stick when I get to impact the 45, but I will be parallel to the left of it. So if I didn't rotate enough, I wouldn't be parallel. I'd be on just a straight line here. I will be parallel to the left. And again, we'll show you that from down the line. All right, guys, just want to show you the down the line look at this. Now, I actually adjusted the station a little bit here to give you a different visual of where it actually needs to be set up for down the line. But just to reiterate from here, when I set this up, because it is important you set this up, it's important we go through the details. I set the initial stick up, again, about a club head in front of my toes, just for a straight line reference. I've got the stick in front here, about 45 degrees to the right, and you're going to notice sort of 2 pieces. Number 1, the stick is going to be about even with my left foot, okay, in terms of where it is front or back, and the stick will be on about a 45-degree angle between here and here is roughly a 45-degree angle. So even with my foot, and about a 45-degree angle will be our forward stick. That's gonna give me a good checkpoint when I go to the top, that my hips turn 45. I can get this basically right on top of that from my view or parallel to it. Now the downswing, you'll see I move this stick quite a bit more behind me. It's still on the same 45-degree angle. I had it in front of me just so you can see from face on, just to make it a little easier, because if it's your first time, it probably looks a little crazy. But if you do want to have this in the correct position, you'll notice the stick back here, whoop, is kind of right behind my left heel, and it's angled 45 degrees. So it's behind my left heel, okay, just behind my left heel, maybe about a club, and it's angled 45 degrees. That position, if I actually do my downswing and open my hips up, that 30 to 45 number will be about where my stick is gonna be, or again, parallel to it. When you look down, it's okay if you're from your outline, it's not right on it. It can still serve as a guide if you're parallel to it. This is a drill you can actually start hitting balls with and give yourself feedback for where you go. What I would do in the beginning is give yourself a couple rehearsals, get this stick back over this one, and by the time you get down to impact, feel like that gets about 45 degrees open. It'd be nice to add a little feedback to this in the form of a video or a live view so you can actually see what you did. But this will be a good checkpoint. Some people like to preset the rotation, so kind of preset open, okay? Maybe even hit a shot from there and try and get back there, right? So you could start here, preset your impact, make a little backswing, and try and get back to that spot and hit a ball, or you can just feel your normal swing. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate one. Again, getting this stick to match that, 45, and then getting that to match my 45 on the way through. So let's go ahead and demonstrate one here. 45 back, 45 through. And for me to hit that stick, it does feel like I have to open a little bit more than normal, but when I give myself, I'm more on like a 20, 25 degree open kind of guy. I wish I was a little more. I got to spend some time working on it. But when I feel like I'm the 45 or maybe even more than 45 and I record it, it puts me at a really nice like 30 to 35 number. So I'll do that again, kind of a rehearsal. Feel me, right from address, feel me. Opening my hips, okay, till I get to about 45 degrees. All right, what does that feel like? Let me try and get not only back to that spot, but actually probably a little bit even more open than that. So for me to do it more than normal, the sensation I get is that I'm opening this sooner from the top relative to normal. Me speaking personally, and some people I work with, how do I get my hips more open from the top? I feel as though the hips get more open sooner relative to my other body segments. Now, you'll hear me talk a lot about open everything from the top, and you should, but if you're not getting open enough, and specifically you want to get your hips more open, you want to get them open sooner and more exaggerated from the top. See what feels you get along with it. There's a million different ones, but this is just a quick drill for you guys to do to get feedback. 45 degrees, lay a stick on the ground, see what it feels like. Do it more than you actually think. Hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, just leave a comment down below. Hey guys, if you like this video, please click the like button down below. Click the notification bell if you haven't. Also, please subscribe if you haven't. If you guys do want more instruction from me tailored for you, please check out cogornogolf.com. The link is in the description down below. Thank you guys.